So again, me, Christian Hock from Siemens. Did you enjoy your food? Yes. So I didn't hear the answer because I was busy with my headphones. So what I would want to say, or tell you today, or at the moment, is a little bit from theory to praxis. So you heard a lot of companion specs. You heard a lot of it's abstract things. You heard a lot of types and things like that. And I want to take a little bit the fear away from you as a machine builder, or you as an end user, or you as a programmer. How can I bring those specifications to a PLC? Do I need to rewrite my whole program? What do I have to do? I have an existing program. How can some company help me to get rid of the fear, and how I can implement that? So I start a little bit from the basic again. So we have our objects, we have variables, we have properties, and we have methods. Methods, always when you see this is a type system, has no coloring inside, has just colored lines outside. And you have a whole OPC type information model, like it's called. So this is always also the basic for a companion specification. You just make your types. If you have the types on it, then you see, there is an object maybe here. There you have a method assigned. Then you have a variable assigned. And also inside a property. And you see here, in my PackML slides there, I said, you can have engineering units. It's a property of a variable, for example, here. Then you have your production equipment type. I call it like that. It could be also PackML base object type. It could be the admin object type, whatever. And from the type, you can have one or multiple instances. Instances are always here in the slides assigned with colored inside. And of course, you can have more of them. That means the type system usually follows in your companion spec some companion spec namespace, so it's called, and the instances follow your own company or whatever you want to have as a namespace. So usually you split that a little bit. In the instance, in this example here, then you have somehow already existing PLC data. So now you have, on the one side, you have this abstract thing. On the other side, you have an existing application already. You have a program, you have a working, for example, packaging machine. You have any working machine. So that means there are already a lot of data inside your PLC. So the natural way would be, and it would be helpful if you could just make a so-called mapping. If you say, my internal program, I can map my objects, I can map my variables, I can map my methods, and I can map my properties to the PLC. That would be the natural way for that. So that means you have an abstract new interface you do not know. You have your program, your application program for your machine. The only what you need to take care for is that the variables you have, all the variables that you have somewhere inside your PLC program, which needs to be represented outside in this interface. In our Siemens case, there is an information model here. It's called Siome. What Siome is, I tell you a few seconds. What you do first, you import an information model, companion spec, or you make your own types and structures, something like that. The second thing is you create an instance of it. This is the most with the companion specs you need to do. They come just with the type system. So you start usually import an existing companion spec, instantiate it, as it mentioned in the companion specification, and then make the mapping to the PLC data. And you see here, there is a mapping done to already existing data blocks. And with the Siemens, you're finished. You export the OPC model to tier portal and download it directly to the PLC. So that means you can have any abstract interface. You can have your application which is already running, which have certifications for TÜV and things like that, and you just map it to the outside world. It's a quite easy step, I think. And therefore, Siemens has created Siome, it's called. It's a Siemens OPC UA modeling editor and has the capability. You can also then connect to a tier portal instance and do directly the mapping from drag and drop from the left side to the right side if you not have an existing program, or you just map the single variables, and you see here there is a production equipment type, device manual, and it's mapped with this concrete variable from your concrete instance. This is just a very short, because I have two presentations, I shortened that. If you get the slides behind, you will see then a little bit more. I can just tell you here that you see a little bit more detailed what is Siome. It's a free tool by itself, and you can download here with this link. And I guess all the slides will be sent to you anyway, so you can just use that link and go there and try to gamble a little bit, to take yourself the fear from now thousands companion specs are, and how can I bring it really to my existing application. Yeah, that's from my side for that. That was just a short introduction, because I had also during the lunch a lot of questions, or some questions. Do I need to rewrite my program? How can it be done? How much knowledge do I need to implement really a companion specification? Yeah, then I will say thank you for this part. Do you have for that particular any questions?